for me, I just feel like there's like more. I don't know what, see, like it's good for you. Like you kind of have like, you know what you like, you know what your dream is, you know what your passion is, and now
Yeah.
it's just a matter of how are you going to get there. I don't really
Yeah.
have like a dream necessarily.
Yeah. That was going
I
to be
just
my next
know,
question. Yeah, I was curious, like if you
yeah,
have
I
like something you're working towards, but that would make more sense, like why you're kind of working career to like job to job, right? And I can't
yeah,
really like encourage you, like, no, like if that's your dream, you should stay there because then you'll use it for this. It's like if you don't even know
right.
yourself, like you need to, like only you
I
will
need to
figure
figure
it
it
out.
out. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like no one's going
Exactly.
to encourage you because they don't even know themselves, right? And there's nothing
Exactly.
wrong
And
with
that's,
that, you know?
yeah. But it just contributes to the anxiety of it, right? Because like imagine like not knowing your own purpose. So like you're trying to like figure that
Yeah.
out and you're like, so now it's like whenever I do stuff, I'm like, does this even matter? Like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? I kind of overthink sometimes. But then on the flip, I kind of don't because I've noticed that like everything that's happened in my life has brought me to a certain point that like had that not
Yeah.
happened, this wouldn't happen. And then, you know, so on and so forth. So hopefully though, I have an idea in the works for something that I want to do uh moving forward. It's just a matter of like how to kind of get an emotion. So I'm hoping that's kind of like my kickoff and like my thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, well,
We'll
if you
see.
want my opinion, like I when you said teaching, I actually said that's perfect for you because that's how I honestly thought you were always weren't you a strong writer? Like weren't you studying English at
Yeah.
one point?
Yeah, well
Yeah.
that's why I went into journalism for my undergrad because
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't want to be an English major because I was like I don't really know what I'm going to do with English other than
Yeah.
becoming an English teacher.
Right.
So I went into journalism, but I actually ended up hating journalism
Oh,
just
okay.
because it's very invasive I find, which like has to
Yeah.
be like you have to ask
Yeah.
like the hard-hitting questions.
You don't like
But
being
I
intrusive, yeah.
yeah, and I just remember there was like one of our assignments, there was like someone had passed away or something like that, and basically you had to get a comment. And I was like, but someone had just passed away. Like I don't want to ask them that, like right, like come to their door, like, hey, what do you think about, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So I
Yeah.
just felt it was like very and like, but then you have like the girl sitting beside me, she's like, I'll do it. Like
Yeah.
you have people who
You have to be that
are
character.
passionate on
Yeah.
it, and it just wasn't for me, and I didn't like it. But yeah, writing though, I love writing. Like in any kind of capacity, I really do love writing. English has always been like my favorite subject. So I do like that. And what I have in mind for like kind of my next steps kind of has a bit of that, but like not really. Just don't want to say too much about it just like because I don't really know much about it myself, like what I'm
Yeah,
really
no,
doing.
that's fine. You said more than enough, but like just
But
really, impressive in a way where as long as you're not idle, right? There's a lot of people that don't know what they want, they just freeze and they like work part-time at a retail store. You know what I mean? Like you're
yeah,
actually like taking risks, you're going out there, you're working jobs that yeah, you're working conventional jobs, but you're also doing unconventional things, right? Starting a
yeah,
business with your dad, selling shirts, implementing new kind of programs into the curriculum that some teachers would kind of look as extra
yeah.
work. Right, you're saying as no, like that's something to help the students progress, right? That's something that I've
Right.
always been an advocate for. My mom, you've met her, right? I
Hmm.
feel bad when she says like I wish I was a teacher because I know my mom would kill it. She has that like
Yeah.
tough fair persona, and I often joke around like that's what keeps me in line, keeps me grounded towards my dream. But I could see that influencing a lot of kids, like having an effect on a lot of kids, and being inspired by that. There's so many teachers, not to shit on them, but we've had that are like, wow, they're really here just for either the 2 months or the paycheck. You know what I mean? That 2 months
Honestly
free
though,
pay.
no, it's so true. Like there's so many teachers that I just was like, you are what I don't want to be as a teacher. And like it's just much more fulfilling when you can really connect with your students. Like I had remember when Among Us was like a thing? I made like a math kind of Among Us, whatever. Anyways, it was like an interactive. So like you kind of like touch through, and instead of
Hmm.
doing like a task that's like typical of like Among Us, you would have to do a math equation based on like what we were doing. And like my students like blew up for that. Like they loved it. And like when we had to do math, like they were excited. Whereas like I remember being in school like ready for math and like hating it. And even the students who I knew were bad at math and didn't like math, they were still excited to do it because we were doing it in a way that they like more so understood. Like they were excited because it was like I added some pictures and some music, and now all of a sudden they're like excited. So it doesn't really take much,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I do love it, and I do think that like it would be fulfilling in my life. Not just like I do love teaching, and everyone that I talk to when I say that I'm a teacher, they're always like, yeah, like that's what I picture you as. I just feel like there's like more.